couple of weeks ago I was in Dortmund, Germany at the MRTV Showcase, and there I had the opportunity to try out the Somnium VR1 headset. Now if you follow my channel you'll be aware that's not the first time I've tried the Somnium VR1. In June 2024, almost a year ago, it's amazing how time flies, I was at FSExpo in Las Vegas. At the time I was quite anxious to try out the headset as basically it seemed to have all the bells and whistles anybody could possibly want. Boasting QLED displays with 2880 by 2880 pixels per eye, local dimming, 90 Hz, built-in eye tracking depending on which model you ordered of course, fairly wide FOV, and mixed reality capability with two 12 megapixel pass-through cameras. If you watch my original video on the Somnium VR1, I was fairly open and honest. I went into the demonstration with a view that the headset was not only overpriced but somewhat overhyped. I got to test it out in DCS, and to be honest at the time I was pretty much blown away by the clarity of the graphics. Although it features the same resolution as the Pimax crystal, the image in the Somnium VR1 was sharper and clearer. But I did mention one big and for me significant drawback, and that was the weight of the headset itself. It is very front heavy. In fact, I'd go so far as to say it's the heaviest VR headset that I've ever tried. And when I select a headset, I think it would be fair to say that comfort is probably 50% of my decision-making process. So being in Dortmund recently, it was a great opportunity to reassess and retry the Somnium VR1 and see if my impressions had changed. The Somnium VR1 has been available since about June last year, so it's 10-11 months old, and in making my assessment of course I also have to consider the prices, and the prices have subsequently increased. And again, depending on which model that you opt for, prices are going to be in and around the €3,000 up to €4,300. That factor alone moves it out of the enthusiast category into the prosumer. Well, I got to test out the Somnium VR1 in Assetto Corsa. The graphics and resolution in the headset is still excellent, but by no means exceptional now, particularly as during the visit to Dortmund I had the opportunity to try out the Pimax Crystal Super, which boasts a resolution of 3840 by 3840 pixels per eye at a price point that's fairly close to 50% of the Somnium, as well as the Megan X, etc. But disregarding the price point, my problem with this headset remained the same, and that it is simply too heavy for me. Now I accept that VR is a very individual and personal thing, and of course opinions will vary widely. Now there may be various mods that you could do to make the headset more comfortable, but if you're paying that sort of price for a VR headset, well, you would be somewhat reluctant to spend more money on it. My channel is exclusively a flight sim channel aimed exclusively at flight simmers. Now I'm sorry to say in today's market, taking into account the price point, the competition that is currently in the market, and the comfort factor, I just cannot honestly recommend this VR headset. For the vast majority of flight simmers out there, there's better deals to be had. And of course, that's just my personal view. As always, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you found this useful and informative. Stay well, look after yourselves. I'll see you all again very, very soon. And ciao for now.